How are you, Mr. Jason?
Fantastic.
That's fantastic
I
to
just
hear.
got to see it last night, so I'm ecstatic. You
You're
saw it
very
last
excited.
night too,
You
right?
saw it last night. Did you watch it last night?
I had a
at the same
private
time?
screening with 35 of my best friends, and it was just like, it blew my mind. I was like, holy, it's gonna be fantastic.
Aww.
Yeah, really
So
excited.
congratulations on that. Now, what made you attracted to making the movie?
I mean, I was a big fan of Conan. I was a big comic book fan, and Robert E. Howard. I came across him through Frank Frazetta's paintings. Like, it's just, I love that world, and that was my biggest, my influence was really the Dark Horse comics and Robert E. Howard and Frank Frazetta. I wanted to take that character on the canvas and just rip him off.
On screen. Were you a fan of the Arnold Schwarzenegger version too?
You know what? I wasn't allowed to see it. It came out when I was one, and I grew up with a single mother, so I wasn't allowed to see that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I didn't see it, but I could, read the books and and all that kind of stuff and sneak that around.
Aww.
But I wasn't. But I just saw it not too long ago, and it was I mean, it was huge for my friend's childhood and stuff like that. I just couldn't watch it. I wasn't allowed to. But it was, yeah, and it's amazing that 30 years went by and we haven't told any of these 8 decades of different types of stories in a world where Spider-Man and Batman are done,
Right.
by how many countless different types of people, and it's like, wow.
Do you think that Conan the Barbarian has a place in today's pop culture? Since you mentioned that.
I think it does. I mean, it's a great world to go into. I mean, it's really, really violent and fun, and I personally really enjoy it. And I love the fact that he's not this, everyone's all these superheroes. He's just a man. He's flawed. He's a pirate. He's a thief. It's interesting to play.
Right,
He
right.
fights. He fucks. He drinks. It's fun to play that. You would follow him into battle. It's just like he's a man's man. I like that.
He lives, he loves, he slays, he's content. Right?
That's it.
Do you subscribe to the same principles?
I'd go with I live and I love.
There you go.
And I'm content. I don't know what the slave
Not
part,
quite
but
slaying.
yeah.
How did you prepare for the role?
I mean, there's a lot of, obviously, lifting and sword training. I wanted to incorporate this Asian influence of, the samurai, the code. I wanted to really, like I said, train samurai training so that we could wield like a broadsword, like a katana.
Right.
I wanted him to have, use those stances and also make him very animal-like, like a big cat. So I'd go to the zoo and study cats and watch documentaries on lions, just to have that stare and that intensity.
feral.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like when shit hit the fan, you just see him switch into a mode that just became heel to toe, just the way how he walked and how he hunted. And then I studied a lot of, read a lot of books on Geronimo and Cochise, like the Apache Wars.
You write and direct movies too.
Yeah.
And is it true that you're also writing, you wrote a sequel for Conan already?
I have an idea for one, yes.
You do?
I do, and I think it's, everyone I've told so far, they're really, really stoked with it. So when it comes out on the 19th, and after the weekend, it does really well, they're going to be like, where the hell is this movie? I'm like, I told you, we should have been talking about this.
Right.
And then go in and
So
pitch
watch
my
the
story.
movie.
Yeah.
Now, you grew up in Hawaii, right? Real
grew up
quick.
in Hawaii.
So you grew up with a bunch of Filipinos?
Well, no, actually, I didn't grow up in Hawaii. I do. There's funny choke Filipinos, but it's Filipinos. But it was, you know what? I grew up in Iowa. I was born in Hawaii, but I spent my summers with my father. But it was,
So I was gonna ask you about Spam.
love Spam.
In Hawaii.
The Hawaii staple. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.
Congratulations.